Good morning. Welcome back to American Truck Simulator. I'm Martin Wenzel. I'm in, I think, Valdosta, Georgia, on coast to coast, and I'm hauling some propane in this Shell tanker in my new yellow truck. We've got about 9,000 miles on this thing now, and heading to Yeehaw Junction, Florida. Completing, this is probably the third day of this job, I think. Yeah, we ran it on Saturday, started the job on Saturday, Sunday, and now it's Monday. We'll be able to complete it around about noon. Oh, let's take that parking brake off every time. Pretty straight shot down to Yeehaw. We're going to be taking the I-75. Crossing into Florida pretty soon, about 25 miles, I think. Is that a border patrol? Now we're headed into Florida on the I-75, and then we will let's get out of this place. There we go. I-75, and then we'll get on the Florida Turnpike, Florida's Turnpike, as it's called. And that will take us over to Yeehaw. We'll get off at exit, I forget what the exit is, I think 309, something like that. Just looked at a picture. I believe that's the Florida 60 and US 441. I think they'll be pretty early on in the day. We'll get there about 11:30, estimating right now. So might be able to take another job. See how I feel if I want to do another job in this episode or not. I suppose it will depend on how crappily I park the trailer. I'm sure it's another gas station or something that we have to go to. I'm not sure if it's another Texaco or a actual facility, or if we have to just drop this propane off at a gas station. Last job I did was dropping off, I'm gonna think it probably was ethane, because that'd be more for a gas station, I believe. That one was in Springfield, Missouri. So this job started in Springfield, Missouri, taking it all the way down to Yeehaw Junction, Florida. Never heard of Yeehaw Junction before this job. Yeah, did about a week's worth of jobs since last time. So now it's week 13, just the beginning of week 13. It was the end of week 11 last episode, Sunday. Now it's week 13, Monday morning, as we head into Florida. Down in the deep south, this area on coast to coast is pretty well populated. Still I think they could still add a lot more cities, a few more of the main roads. Last episode we drove through Texas, and definitely West Texas is very populated with the roads, almost every main road. And if you look at the Google map, you compare New Mexico and Texas. New Mexico, those yellow roads, those main roads, there's only a few of them in New Mexico, and they're all basically in the game, in American Truck Simulator, in the New Mexico DLC. And then you go over to Texas, and there are a lot more of those main, thoroughfares, those main highways, those yellow ones that show up on the map. As you start getting more into the grid section of the United States. And here we are entering Florida. So currently the coast to coast out here, once you get into Mississippi and Alabama and Georgia and then Florida have a lot of signs. A lot of the signage and stuff and a lot of towns, but not to the detail of West Texas yet, where they have every major yellow road on the map in place. But I'm sure that will be in the pipeline really soon, considering the amount of work that has been done in these states. That's why I'm selected this job to get you guys back in after a week. Showcase southeastern United States and the work done in coast to coast, not just bland, empty, textureless area, but do have some trees, do have some vegetation, some way stations, rest areas, and actually quite a bit of signage, including the mile markers every 10 miles. Got the paint on the highway, just like they do in real life for, you know, down in the south for this interchange with Interstate 10. Take that 10 all the way over to Los Angeles. So that's a neat little texture they added in on this coast to coast. Those are great things, and I'm hoping, I don't know how long it's going to be before American Truck Simulator gets out to this kind of area where they do have that, but I hope when they do, they include those little things. I mean, I think American Truck Simulator is getting, you know, the developers are getting a little bit more accurate every state they put out. Granted, they've only put out New Mexico since it's been released, but they did a lot better in the accuracy department, I think, in New Mexico than they did with California, definitely. So I'm hoping that just gets better and better as they move across the country. I spoke a little too soon about the mileage markers. There are no mileage markers here in Florida in coast to coast, but back in Georgia, Alabama, and Mississippi there are. So we'll see if we can get back up into Georgia in this episode. If not, I have to save that for another future episode. Now let's put the cruise control at 72. Make some good time here. Go a little bit over the speed limit. The fuel alert will probably pop up in probably a minute or two here, telling us we got to get fuel. But we have about 315 miles left of fuel, 220 miles to our destination. So when we're in Yeehaw Junction, we can fill up before we go on our next job. I don't know, there's always something about when I'm driving through the coast to coast Florida, especially now with the vegetation and everything added in, and it's not just the blank textures, that I feel this humidity. I can just feel the humidity and the heat. And as you know, we're here in the early morning. What is going on there? You see the cop is trying to move over lanes and he ran into another car, so AI's having some fun there. Driving past Gainesville, Florida. but I just feel the humidity. And it's 7:30 in the morning. Definitely taking off all the graphics mods, or taking off FRKN 64's graphics mods. It seems like the sun doesn't come up as fast as it did before. Irma, Orange Lake, exit 368. So you see, they got the full signs there. They even have the little blue guide signs telling you what gas stations and eateries are available at the exit. Nice little touch of detail. Yeah, now the sun's starting to come up a little bit more, creep up. But you get I think Frank, or FRKN, I always call it Franken. And that's maybe what it is. Franken 64's graphics mods. It always brought the sun up, I think, too fast. It was just way too bright, way too early. You know, it'd be 5:30 and it would already be like it's midday. So here it's a little bit slower. This exit doesn't have a number to go to Akala. I'm really looking forward to that with the, hopefully as we get into more of the populated, with the grids and everything in, I have to get weight again? Yay. Get in the more populated eastern part of America, that there'll be more and more towns and cities at all those crossroads where they usually are. Can't believe I have to pull in twice to be weighed on this. And also struggling with the frame rate here in Florida. So I know I talked about it a lot the last episode, but how I was referring to a previous episode where we were driving through Georgia and the steep south and everything, and I never actually put that up because the frame rates were just so bad. That's what kind of prompted me to alter my truck a little bit, turn down some of the graphics settings, shadows, the mirror settings, turn off Frank 64's graphics mods, but still struggling with frame rates here in Florida. Didn't have this trouble in Georgia, so I don't know what's causing that. And it's only when you're in the truck. When we're outside of the truck, once we get up to speed, we'll go outside the truck, and the frame rate goes right to 60, goes to the max on my monitor. So I'm not sure why that is. It's a little annoying. Alright, we're gonna be going on the Orlando Toll Road. Oh, look at that. Someone walking along the road. Something new, haven't seen. Wonder if that's a random event, or if that's a random event added by Coast to Coast. We gotta be over here. So I think this will cost $11, $13, something like that. Well, at least if we get off in Orlando. I don't know if Yeehaw Junction it will cost more. Now we're on the Florida's Turnpike. Yeah, I know. In 200 miles I'll need gas, but we'll be fine. We'll get to our destination. Creek Service Plaza. Let's see what we've got here. We got a Shell gas station, a Wendy's, and a Subway. Also a Love's and a McDonald's. So it's a little rest area right here in the middle of the Turnpike. Said the right lane ends, and now it's going to end up here, but said it ended way back there. Yeehaw Junction, 36 miles. Oh, wow, we're pretty close already. Making good time. Gonna get there. ETA says about 10:30. I don't know what is going on with the frame rate. I don't know, it's just a lot of vegetation down here, but I think there's just a lot of detail further off the road. It's not just right on the road, but it goes actually pretty far back, the detail. Maybe that's just hurting the frames a little bit. Got some nice farms right here. It's a little disappointing, and I don't know if we have this trouble, if I've had this trouble so much in Euro Truck Simulator. I think it's the same thing. It's just there's a lot more going on in these scenes than there are in Arizona or California, where it's just mountains, desert, rocks. It is a little disappointing. Alright, what do we got here? Next exit, gas. I couldn't get that. It looked like gallon gas or something, but here we are, Yeehaw Junction. They don't have the actual sign, and they don't have the actual highways. We would be getting off. This would be probably, I think, the Florida State Highway 60, and the 441 somehow gets involved with it. This might even be the 441. It goes north to south. Got a little rest area, pull off trucks, and the one place in Yeehaw Junction is, yeah, it's like a gallon gas or something, like the original, that gas station there. And we're taking this to the gas station here, a little truck stop. So Walmart and a Texaco. Supposedly this is a Texaco, but it looks like it's got the old vanilla gallon, you know, the generic company that comes with the game. You know, not Texaco, but gallon fuel or whatever it's called. Actually, I don't know. That's not even gallon. That's something else. Let's see. Where do we got to take this? Looks like it's going to be behind. So we're going to go around. We'll drop this off and then we'll come back and get gas. I like these big truck stops. I like seeing some trucks in them. I like this area back here. A lot of trailers. They all happen to be ADM trailers, though. Not a lot of variety. Here's the easy one. Just pull it right back. Last one was really hard in Springfield. It was one of those really small gas stations, and they wanted me to back it in. And there's just no way I could back. It was like a 2-lane highway, you know, just like out here. There was no room to back it in. You couldn't really do it. All right, let's check that out. Pretty good. Lower legs. 1,312 miles, 45 hours, 251.7 gallons of gas. And that will bump me into level 16 entrepreneur. Made almost $1,600 on that one. Pretty good job. Let's see what skill we could add. And we're going to go with fuel economy again, get up to 30% of fuel saved. Alright, it's 10:30, so I'm going to go look for another job. Alright, got a job. Only job coming out of Yeehaw Junction. Could have gone up to Orlando to get some more, but we're going to be taking that trailer right across the way at this Walmart neighborhood market. And it's a trailer full of empty pallets headed for Fort Worth. So we're going to be taking the 10. Oh, I don't got anything behind me. I'm kind of turning. I got something, a trailer. I wanted to kind of get back into Georgia, but at the same time I didn't want to drive the same exact route and everything, so we'll have to save the Deep South for another episode, see all those mileage signs and everything. I'm sure we'll get there again. I don't have advanced trailer coupling on. I need to turn that back on. Because this looks a little silly when I do this, and I don't actually have to line anything up. I could try to, but... See, that's nowhere close to being actually lined up. Yeah, we're kind of up on the side. Yeah, let's whoop, go the other way. Let me try to get this a little bit lined up. Of course, I am cheating here anyway, so it doesn't really matter for realism's sake. That's pretty close. See, because he kind of jumps. So I'll try to get that advanced coupling on for next episode. Up to $12,600. Nice. Oh, I was gonna get gas. Well, we can still get gas. I was gonna get gas before getting the job and make it easier, but forgot about that. Okay, let's roll out. This will be another long job. Last one was about 25 hours from Springfield to Yeehaw Junction. Now this one is going to be Yeehaw Junction all the way to Fort Worth, Texas. Another long one. We need a little bit more turn here. This is actually going to be a pretty hard exit. Hopefully we can get some cooperation from some people. Turn on the hazards. Make it a little, see if people... The problem is the AI doesn't really give a crap. They're going to pull right out no matter what. You go. Thank you. This is not gonna be good. Oof, that is brutally long trailer for that. Now I really wish I had gotten gas before, but I think we'll be fine. Made it. Let's put the blinker on. Let them know we're going to be turning. Get into this truck stop in Yeehaw Junction, Florida. Going to be taking... basically backtracking for the rest of this episode. Probably just get up to the Interstate 10 and get maybe over to Tallahassee before we have to get off and take a rest. Maybe get over to Pensacola. Go up the I-70, go back up the tollway and then the I-75 and then over on the 10. Take the 10, I think, into Texas, but go to Houston, and then we'll jog on up to Fort Worth and Dallas. Not sure if that's 35 goes down to Houston or not. $2.99 for gas. Yeah, that's a pretty long trailer. Reset the fuel economy, and away we go. Back down to $12,000, so about $1,000 more than we started the day with. So we are making a profit, slowly but surely building up that bank reserve, bank account. Ooh, should probably. All right, we'll make that. It'll definitely start building up a little bit quicker once we don't have to pay the $200 every night. It'll be just another We'll let this guy go with this little tanker. Wonder if he's got milk in there. Yeah, of course, as soon as we let one guy, we don't take our chance there. What? No, in fifth. What am I doing in fifth? Kind of mentioned this last time, is that kind of have that red car effect, where we now have this yellow truck, and it seems everyone, all of our fellow truck drivers, are driving yellow trucks. I've seen a lot more yellow trucks than I'm used to seeing. Part of that might be because there are more generic single color trucks out on the road without Jazzy Cat's traffic packs activated. We're not gonna make it. Yeah, so there we got, I think those are a couple of Peterbilts, and white and green, white, just plain colors. None of the painted truck traffic right now. I might just start slowly adding that stuff in, see how that affects the frame rate going forward. Having a lot of trouble here in Florida. I didn't realize that the empty pallets is actually a pretty heavy load, much heavier than our propane we were just hauling. Propane, I think, was about 30,000 pounds. This is 43,000 pounds. Pretty heavy load, but not a big payout, 76 cents per mile. But sometimes you're not going to get great jobs, especially if you want to take these, a trailer like this, a curtain trailer. That's why I have been trying recently to pick jobs that are a good balance between weight and cargo mass and payout. What's going on up here? Ooh, okay, no one's moving. Why are we not going here, guys? Sometimes the AI is very good about those random events, and other times they just slam right on their brakes, don't move, don't really merge at a good pace. bus can't decide where he wants to go. He saw that arrow truck and moved over, and then moved right back, and then has to move back over again. All right, Greyhound, get out of my way. All right, we're coming out of the turnpike. Rain is coming down hard. We got a thunderstorm coming in. Hopefully it's not a hurricane or anything. And there's $13 out of my pocket for tolls. Didn't have to pay the toll on the way in. We got off at Yeehaw. I figured maybe it would charge us, 20-something dollars. Guess everyone went both ways, but just one way there had to pay 13. Alright, am I gonna have to get weighed again? Yes, I will. I just getting hit every time with these weigh stations. Oh, okay. So that lane ends. Empty pallets, 43,000 pounds. Let's see what we are. I think we're going to be close to 80 something, maybe even 90. 79,000. It's weird how that works because weren't we like 80,000 when we had less in the only 30,000 of ethane, or what do you call it? Propane. 30,000 pounds of propane, and we were somehow, I think, 80,000 pounds, and now 12,000 more pounds in our trailer, but lighter overall. So I don't know how that works. I don't know how all that works. Axle weight and all that. There's more trouble up here. Slowed down traffic. Trucks trying to work. Oh man, we got 4 lanes choose from, and people are driving slow. It's because this guy wants to move over, but he's not moving over. And this truck is just, the E&J Gallo winery truck is just putzing. All right, well, we're back up towards Ocala. Looks like it's going to start clearing up again. A little brighter. Just saw the freeway sign over there for the North 75, I-75. This also is duplexing the State Highway 93, Florida 93 is on here. Not sure where the 93 gets off though, and I'm not sure why it duplexes at all, because it goes all the way to the state border with that, and then in Georgia duplexing with another state highway. They usually don't do that, at least at the state border. No reason for it. Usually state highways will duplex for a little while when they're... I could have sworn I had an H8H. I could have sworn I had driven that a few times, and then a few jobs ago, suddenly didn't have the H again. Didn't have the high gear for the 8th. Well, it's clearing up here, almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon. About 2 more hours we'll drive. As I said, I think we'll get to Tallahassee. And in 30 miles, this truck will roll over 10,000 miles. It'll be our first 10,000 mile truck on this new profile on this YouTube channel. The Kenworth W900 Big Bob Edition got close to 10,000, but I had to sell it off and pick this truck up before I got to it. So kind of a milestone. And in honor of reaching 10,000 miles in this truck, the weather has decided to clear up again here in sunny, humid Florida. Again, like I said, I just feel the humidity in some of these areas. I don't know how much of that is the vegetation graphics or just the idea that, hey, I'm in Florida, according to the signs and everything. 9,996, 9,997, 98, 9,999, 10,000 miles. There we are. Yeah, every time we go 10,000 miles, that's kind of a milestone. And though I think the next one will be 25,000 miles will be the next big one. At first 10, kind of big, and then you kind of start going by 25s, 25, 50, 75, and then 100,000. And I've never gotten a truck to 100,000. I think the most I've ever gotten a truck to is somewhere in the 25s. Probably 25,000 was the next marker I kind of got to. Alright, we're going to be going east Jacksonville. Well, I shouldn't say the east 10. Oh, yeah. Oh, never mind. Yeah. Duh. Yeah, east is Jacksonville, Savannah. We don't want to go east. We want to go west. I was thinking Savannah's one direction, Jacksonville's the other, but they actually are both east. We're going towards Tallahassee and Mobile, Alabama. Mobile, Alabama. Let's try to take this turn at a decent speed, not tip over. Now we're on, I believe this is, the 10 is the Christopher Columbus Highway? Transcontinental Highway, something like that. Lofty name for a pretty long highway. Goes all the way from Jacksonville to Los Angeles. Definitely cross country. Yeah, I did it again. Let's get a thumbnail for this video. I'm gonna try to get these get around these palm trees over here. Get a few of those in the shot. All right, back in the cockpit we are. Talking like Yoda I am. Alright, that might have been actually the best place to get off. Would have been this truck stop. I think we're going to be running a little late getting into Tallahassee, actually. Should be getting off the road at about 5 p.m. I don't think we'll get to Tallahassee by then, so we'll be fudging it a little bit here. Whoa, that guy is flying. I've had a few troubles with the AI. Oh, there's the mileage markers popping up again. I didn't think we would see any of those considering we're in Florida still, but maybe it's just this area. So that was mile marker 250. Next one should be probably 240. Because I believe the mileage markers start from the western parts of the state. 240. Yeah, I've had some troubles with those AI cars just flying down the highways. Speed limit's 70, and I'll try to merge over, and a car will come zipping 90 and slam into the back of my truck, and I get the ticket $250 for the the crash. And it's like, what am I supposed to do? I got my blinker on, I'm moving over. There goes the Greyhound bus doing that again, where it's like he moves over, he sees the arrow thing, tell him to move over, reads it, moves over, and then he moves back just before the actual construction. So some weird pathing issue with these Greyhound buses. Drivers don't know what they're doing. This is a long construction zone. That's the cool thing with coast to coast and any modded areas on the maps, is that when they do have those random events, I think you can set those events as not really random. You can just set them and make them nice and long like that. That was a pretty decent sized one. Not as long as real life. Real life would still be, well, maybe. I mean, that was probably 2 miles. Didn't watch the ticker go down at all. That slows us down though. But we are just about to Tallahassee, so we might be about a half an hour over what we wanted to drive today, but oh, it's just so hard. Once you lose your momentum in this truck, it just doesn't have any power. I don't know what the problem is. I mean, does T680 just not have power? It blows me away that it's like it struggles with anything over 20,000 pounds, it seems. Even those 20,000 pound hauls are little struggles when you hit a decent hill of any size. The yawns. I like to try to get off the road before the yawns start, but we'll be fine here. So the GPS is telling us to take this loop here. I'll turn at the next set of lights. And we'll stop at that dealership. Seems like the only place in this town that's gonna, more than likely, the only place that's gonna have a rest area. Doesn't look like there's any. There's a good rest at the garage, but the garage, you have to purchase that before you can use it as a rest area. Yeah, I know. We're getting there. Only problem with, map mods, at least the coast to coast, is that the cities are very cookie cutter and a lot of the interchanges are very cookie cutter. Just kind of plop the city and there it is. And so you'll get stuff that is very much clearly a Las Vegas, or well, usually people don't use Las Vegas, but it's clearly maybe a Carson City or something where they'll have the Casino 93 or whatever, or very, very Southwest oriented things that you wouldn't see over here in Florida. But what can you do? That's where I think the guys at Pro Mods over with the Euro Truck Simulator do a great job. Is that every town is very unique. Actually, they do go in, they do make models and stuff. Ignore the GPS, go right to get to the area to rest. Peterbilt dealership. And there's another yellow truck. Actually, the last few times we've stopped at a dealership like this, this little truck parking area right here has been taken almost every time. So I've been forced to park right here at the service entrance. Which is okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother straightening it out. Next guy can pull in next to me and bitch at me if he needs to. Alright. We are here in Tallahassee, Florida, en route to Fort Worth, Texas. That's where I'm gonna leave you guys after a pretty long episode. Went from 5 in the morning until 5, almost 6 p.m. A lot of driving through Florida today. So until next time, I'm Martin Wenzel. This is American Truck Simulator. Until next time, I'm Martin Wenzel. This is American Truck Simulator. Happy trucking. Goodbye.